Pierce Brosnan, the magnetic James Bond of GoldenEye, has enthralled generations. Yet, beneath the suave exterior lies a man forged in loss. His wife and daughter claimed by cancer's cruelty. His son lost to addiction's chains. At 72, whispers of a new challenge test his unyielding spirit. What shadows await this survivor? Born May 16, 1953, in Drogheda, County Louth, Ireland, Pierce Brendan Brosnan entered a world of quiet struggle. The Boyne River, weaving through Drogheda's medieval streets, contrasted with his family's unraveling. His father, Thomas Brosnan, a carpenter who crafted oak tables for local pubs like Clark's on Peter Street, vanished before Pierce's first birthday, leaving a void as cold as an Irish winter. "I never knew his face or voice," Brosnan told The Guardian in a 2025 interview, his Irish lilt heavy with unresolved pain. His mother, Mae Smith, a nurse at Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital, battled poverty with grueling 12-hour shifts, sterilizing instruments for $150 a day. In 1957, at age 4, Pierce faced her departure to London's St. Bartholomew's Hospital for a $2 weekly wage increase. "I'll be back soon, love," she said, tears falling like rain on Drogheda's cobbles. That promise stretched into 7 years, leaving Pierce adrift in loneliness. In Navan, County Meath, his spiritual hometown for 12 years, Pierce became a nomad. His grandparents' cottage on Trimgate Street, smelling of turf fires, boiled cabbage, and lavender soap, offered warmth until their 1960 deaths from heart ailments, aged 66 and 68, shuffled to an aunt, Mary Kelly, and Uncle Patrick in Trim, 10 miles away. He navigated a strict household. Meals were silent, potatoes and mutton served at 6 p.m. sharp, and his presence felt like charity. "I was the extra mouth," he recalled in a 2025 Vanity Fair piece, voice tinged with boyhood shame. At 10, he landed in a Navan boarding house run by Eileen O'Connor, a widow with a temper. Sharing a damp 12 by 10-foot room with 3 dock workers from Navan's Tara mines, he faced beatings for spilling tea or leaving shoes untied. "I learned to shrink, to survive," he said, eyes clouding with memories of fear. Nights were haunted by whiskey-soaked mutterings and creaking beds, fueling questions. Why am I here? Will anyone stay? At St. Anne's Christian Brothers School, teachers saw potential in his watchful gaze. He'd sketch ships on hymnals, dreaming beyond Navan, Brother Michael recalled in a 2025 Irish Times feature. Art was his escape, charcoal drawings of stormy seas taming his chaos. At 11, May returned with William Carmichael, a Scottish electrician who taught Pierce to fish the Boyne near the Hill of Tara, casting lines for brown trout. "He mended my trust," Brosnan said in a 2025 BBC documentary, gratitude softening old wounds. In August 1964, William took him to Navan's Savoy Cinema, a 400-seat theater for Goldfinger. Sean Connery's Bond, suave, commanding in a Savile Row suit, ignited a dream. "That's my future," Pierce vowed, heart racing as the Aston Martin DB5 roared. At 16, he left Navan for London's St. Martin's School of Art, inspired by Francis Bacon's tormented canvases and Lucian Freud's raw portraits. In a 5-a-month bedsit in Elephant and Castle, he survived on margarine-slathered toast and weak tea, sketching late into the night while classmates dined on steak. "Art was my rebellion," he told Esquire in 2025. In 1971, a chance visit to the Oval House Theatre Workshop in Kennington changed everything. Watching a fire eater juggle flames, Pierce asked to try, his boldness catching director Phyllida Lloyd's eye. "He had raw presence," she noted in a 2025 The Stage article. Accepted into the Drama Centre London, he endured 3 years of grueling training. Stanislavski's method, Chekhov's pauses, 12-hour rehearsals, while working as a waiter at the Old Vics pub, a nude model for $2 an hour, and a circus performer mastering mime, juggling, and aerial silks at Covent Garden street shows. "Hunger was my fuel," he said in the Irish Times 2025 memoir excerpts. His 1976 debut as an acting assistant stage manager at York Theatre Royal led to Wait Until Dark, playing a menacing intruder. In 1977, Tennessee Williams cast him in The Red Devil Battery Sign at the Phoenix Theatre, his charisma reviving a faltering play. Film roles followed. 30 Seconds in the Mirror Crack, 1980, with Elizabeth Taylor for $50. A Gangster in The Long Good Friday with Helen Mirren, Murphy's Stroke about a betting scam, and Manions of America, a miniseries with Linda Pearl. Each role was a stepping stone, fueled by a boy's resolve to escape absence. In June 1982, Pierce, 29, auditioned for a minor role in NBC's Remington Steele at Pinewood Studios, recommended by casting director Mary Selway. His Irish charm, honed by stage grit, and a screen test in a borrowed tweed suit, won the lead as a con-man-turned-detective. Premiering October 1, 1982, the show, co-starring Stephanie Zimbalist, drew 15.6 million weekly viewers across 94 episodes until March 1987, airing in 80 countries and dubbed in 20 languages, including Mandarin and Arabic. "I went from nobody to everybody," he told Variety in 2025, awe softening his voice. He trained for 6 weeks to ride horses, fence with Olympic coach Bob Anderson, and waltz, skills later vital for Bond. His chemistry with Zimbalist, blending quips and romance, made episodes like Still Waters Run Deep iconic, with a 22% U.S. viewership share. The Bond label shadowed him. In July 1981, on For Your Eyes Only's set at Corfu, where his wife, Cassandra Harris, played Countess Lissel von Schlaf, producer Albert Cubby Broccoli told screenwriter Richard Maybaum, "If he can act, he's my guy." Roger Moore's return for Octopussy, lured by a $4 million salary, delayed Pierce's chance. In 1986, Remington Steele's cancellation, after a 15% ratings drop, opened the Bond door. But NBC's revival for 6 episodes, driven by fan petitions, handed the role to Timothy Dalton. "It gutted me," Pierce told The Hollywood Reporter in 2025, pain raw. The lost Bond years saw him in Nomads, 1986, with Leslie Ann Down, shot in Morocco for $8 million. The Fourth Protocol with Michael Caine, filmed in Helsinki. Taffin, 1988, as a debt collector in Wicklow, Ireland. The Lawnmower Man with Jeff Fahey, a $10 million VR thriller. And Mrs. Doubtfire as Stuart Dunmire with Robin Williams. He voiced BBC Radio 4's The Tale of the Allergist's Wife, guest starred in The Professionals as Irishman, and filmed Diet Coke ads in a tuxedo, winking at Bond for $50,000 each. "I kept moving," he said, the sting lingering. Cassandra, met in April 1977 at a Royal Court Theatre gala for the Glass Menagerie, was his anchor. An Australian actress known for Rough Cut with Burt Reynolds, she radiated warmth. Married December 27, 1980. At Chelsea Registry Office, Pierce adopted her children, Charlotte and Christopher, from her marriage to Dermot Harris. And they welcomed Sean on September 13, 1983, at Cedars-Sinai Hospital. "She was my home," he told People in 2025, voice breaking. Family grounded him, but childhood fears of loss haunted his nights in their Wimbledon home, even as fame blossomed. In June 1994, at 41, Pierce claimed Bond. GoldenEye, a $60 million gamble to revive MGM's fading franchise, was directed by Martin Campbell at Leavesden Studios. Pierce trained 6 months with SAS operatives in Hereford, mastering Walter PPK firearms, Krav Maga, and high-speed driving in a $250,000 Aston Martin DB5. His 220-meter bungee jump at Switzerland's Verzasca Dam uninsured due to a 1 in 200 risk of injury, set the film's daring tone. Choreographed by stunt coordinator Simon Crane. With Judi Dench as M, Sean Bean as Alec Trevelyan, and a score by Eric Serra, GoldenEye grossed $353 million globally, saving Zoe 7. "I was Bond, but still Pierce," he told Empire in 2025, pride tempered by humility. 3 more followed. Tomorrow Never Dies, filmed in Thailand's Phang Nga Bay with Michelle Yeoh, where Pierce broke a rib in a speedboat chase. The World Is Not Enough, shot in Azerbaijan's oil fields with Sophie Marceau, where he dislocated a shoulder in a ski sequence. And Die Another Day, featuring an Iceland ice palace with Halle Berry, where he tore a knee ligament in a hovercraft stunt. Total gross, $1.2 billion. Pierce performed 70% of his stunts, training with MI6 consultants for authenticity. "I wanted it real," he said in a 2025 Screen Daily interview. He earned $4 million for GoldenEye, rising to $16.5 million for Die, and insisted on practical effects. Like the 500-foot tank explosion in GoldenEye Tragedy, struck in June 1987. Cassandra, diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer at 39 after fatigue on Remington Steele's set, fought for 4 years, 6 surgeries, 18 chemotherapy cycles at UCLA Medical Center, endless hospital corridors. "The ground vanished," Pierce said in a 2025 Stand Up to Cancer speech, voice cracking. Her courage, choosing experimental trials, facing death unflinching, awed him. Sean, 8, used a toy stethoscope to heal her, breaking Pierce's heart. On December 28, 1991, one day after their 11th anniversary, she died at 43 in Cedars-Sinai Hospital. Pierce and Christopher at her side, Charlotte on the phone from London. "I checked their breathing at night," he told Oprah Winfrey Network in 2025, tears falling. Grief fueled his Bond performances, a silent rebellion. "I channeled her strength," he said in a 2025 NPR interview. In March 2010, Charlotte Harris, Pierce's adopted daughter and an actress in The Disappearance of Kevin Johnson and the Nephew, faced ovarian cancer at 40, diagnosed at London's Royal Marsden Hospital. "It was the same cliff," Pierce told Vogue in 2025, despair raw. For 3 years, she endured 7 surgeries, 24 chemo cycles, and immunotherapy trials. Her children Isabella and Lucas watching, echoing Charlotte's vigil for Cassandra. "She had her mother's grace," Pierce said. Pride and pain intertwined. On June 8, 2013, Charlotte married artist Alex Smith at Chelsea Old Church, wearing a white silk gown despite her frailty, a defiant act of love. On June 28, she died at 41 in a Hampstead hospice, surrounded by Alex, Isabella, Lucas, Sean, and Christopher. The symmetry was cruel. Cassandra at 43, Charlotte at 41, Lucas at 8, like Sean, Isabella at 15, like Charlotte. "Grief has a blueprint," he told Good Morning America in 2025. At a 2014 Stand Up to Cancer event in Los Angeles, he spoke. "I held Cassie's hand, then Charlotte's. This disease stole them both." The room stilled. His words an elegy. On April 8, 1994, Pierce met Keely Shaye Smith at a Cabo San Lucas charity gala for the Natural Resources Defense Council. A journalist and host for Unsolved Mysteries and The Home Show, Keely saw the man, not Bond. "She stayed through my silences," he told People in 2025. Gratitude warm. They married August 4, 2001, at Ballintubber Abbey, Mayo, a 13th century site, with 120 guests, Pierce in a black Armani tuxedo, Keely in a cream silk gown by Jane Book. Their sons, Dylan and Paris, brought joy. Keely held the family during Charlotte's illness, cooking Irish stew for Sean and painting with Isabella. Tabloids attacked her post-childbirth weight in 2002. Pierce's defense was fierce. "She's the most beautiful," he told Elle in 2024. Keely's 2024 100-pound weight loss, guided by nutritionist Rhiannon Lambert and Pilates, was for health. "My body survived sorrow," she posted on Instagram, March 10, 2024. "She saved me," Pierce said on Today in 2025, tears shining. Their Malibu home, with Pierce's Matisse-inspired paintings, became a sanctuary. On February 12, 2004, while filming After the Sunset in Nassau with Salma Hayek, a 47-second call from producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson ended his Bond era. "You were a great Bond. Goodbye." They had auditioned Daniel Craig since 2002 in secret, meeting at Pinewood's 007 stage. "It was betrayal," Pierce told The Times in 2025, "pain raw." 3 film deals, the Mexican sequel with Brad Pitt, a Spielberg war drama, a $10 million thriller, vanished within weeks. His salary fell from $12 million to $3 million. 12 staff, including his driver of 10 years, Tommy Walsh, were let go. Studios called him too Bond, rejecting him for Batman Begins and The Prestige. Sean saw him cry at Casino Royale's 2006 trailer in their Malibu living room. "I felt erased," he told Rolling Stone in 2025. He rebounded with The Matador, Mamma Mia, with Meryl Streep, The Ghost Rider with Ewan McGregor, The Foreigner with Jackie Chan, and The King's Daughter with Kaya Scodelario. Painting, inspired by Matisse and Rothko, became therapy. His abstracts, like Ocean's Whisper, raised $2.3 million for cancer charities at Sotheby's London in 2023. Christopher Harris, Cassandra's son, adopted by Pierce in 1986, worked as a camera assistant on Remington Steele's 3rd season. After Cassandra's death, his grief turned inward. Addiction led to arrests for cocaine possession in 1995 and 2003, and a near-fatal heroin overdose in 2005 at a Santa Monica motel. Pierce funded $100,000 in rehab at Hazelden, Minnesota, sat through tearful talks in their Wimbledon garden, and waited in silence. "He's still lost," he told The Independent in 2025. "He knows the way out, but won't take it." Stepping back was agony, love forced distant. On Father's Day 2022, Pierce posted Christopher's name on Instagram with a childhood photo from 1985, a vow of enduring love. "Some goodbyes are lived," he told CBS Sunday Morning in 2025, eyes carrying decades of hope. At 72, Pierce lives for purpose. Selling their Malibu Orchid House for $100 million in October 2020, he and Keely split time between a $15 million Malibu coastal home on Broad Beach and a 5-acre Kauai retreat with mango trees and Pacific views. "The sea calms me," he told Architectural Digest in 2025. Dylan, a Berklee College of Music graduate, tours with Rascal Flatts. Paris models for Vogue. Pierce dotes on Isabella and Lucas, Charlotte's children. He swims 30 minutes daily in the Pacific, practices 90-minute Ashtanga yoga sessions with instructor Tara Stiles, and follows a Mediterranean diet of grilled salmon, kale and quinoa, mentored by trainer Harley Pasternak. "I chase life, not youth," he told Men's Health in 2025. His career thrives selectively. The November Man with Olga Kurilenko, Black Adam as Dr. Fate with Dwayne Johnson, The Outlaws with Adam Devine, and False Positive 2021 with Ilana Glazer. Upcoming projects include The Last Rifleman, playing a Wubby veteran filmed in Belfast, and a rumored biopic, Unbroken Spirit, where he may direct and star. In talks with A24 for 2026, his paintings, exhibited at London's Saatchi Gallery and Paris's Galerie Gismondi, raised $3.1 million for ovarian cancer research at Dana-Farber. As a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador since 2001, he's visited Ethiopia, India, and Guatemala, raising $5 million. With Keely, he funds Greenpeace, NRDC, and Oceana, donating $1 million in 2024 for Pacific coral reef restoration. His net worth, estimated at $200 million by Forbes 2025, fuels these causes. Cassandra and Charlotte's absences linger, woven into his life's fabric. Keely anchors him, their love a quiet miracle. Rumors of a cancer advocacy documentary, echoes of absence, or a return to theater in Dublin's Abbey Theatre stir concern among loved ones, fearing the emotional toll. "I'm not done," he told Variety in 2025, a glint in his eye. His legacy, resilience, love, art, shines. "Find something worth living for," he told NPR in 2025. Subscribe now to join us in the shadows, where courage endures. Like, comment, share. What inspires you about Pierce's journey?
Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into Hollywood's hidden history.